Lights out.
Welcome, everyone, to another episode of STT, the SleepTech Talk, the Sleep Podcast. Robert, you like that, huh? STT? We don't want that one, but hey, it's hot outside. It's rainy on Robert's side, and we're in here with another episode with a fabulous guest. And tell us a little bit more about this guest. I'm going to toss it over to Emerson.
All right, thanks, Jerry. We're really pleased to have Michael DiDomenico with us. Michael, at the conference there in Philly, but just a quick background on you. It's great to see this list. I mean, you're the president and publisher of Breakaway Media Group in Ambler, Pennsylvania, outside of Philly. You started in sleep and respiratory care publishing with Advanced Magazines in 1995. Focus Magazine and Conference Sales Marketing Director from 06 to 10. Founded Breakaway Media Group in 2010, started the Philly Sleep Conference in 2013, and launched a Sleep Lab magazine in May of 2020 for the CPAP user. I didn't know about that one. That was news to me, so I'd love to hear more about that when we can. But, Michael, one of the things that we do, and it's just a fun way to start this off, is kind of how did you get here? And then, if we can, just sort of transition after that to kind of how did RT SleepWorld come into being? Because that's got to be a great story.
Yeah, well, thanks for having me, guys. Great to be on the podcast. And I feel like I'm one of the Marx brothers now. I don't know if I'm Zeppo or Gummo here, but I'll take any spot I can get. Am I on screen now? I don't see my image.
You are. We got you.
I just want to make.
Yeah.
I'm not seeing it. Oh, there we go. I had a different view on. Yeah. So thanks for having me. I was listening to the recent podcast with Sri Roy, who did a great job, and they do a great job over there at Sleep Review. She, like you guys, fell into the sleep field, and so did I. I moved back to Philly. I was working originally for a company called Advo, which makes, the missing child card. I was actually selling advertising for them. And I wasn't, wasn't enjoying it there. There wasn't a whole lot of opportunity. So I went to work for Advanced News magazines. I had answered an ad back in those days. I don't even know can you still even answer an ad? I don't even know if that is even possible anymore. So I went to work there. I was working on the rehab magazines, and they had a slew of magazines. They had just about every allied health field there is. And I was put on the rehab magazine. I was like in the fourth territory. It's one of those things, like it was impossible to make money, but I was actually selling ads, and I think they were more surprised than I was. And the gal that was running the sleep magazine was really advanced for managers of respiratory care. But sleep in 1995 was really starting to explode. It's actually 96 when I switched over. And, it was a lot of Philips and Vilbis and all sorts of ads, mainly CPAP. But she had left. She had gotten this dream job, and they said, "Do you want to take over?" And I said, "Sure." And it was great. And I was there for 10 years. We had a great run. I also launched advanceforsleep.com, which was the first digital microsite. And that was always kind of my thing. I've always been into products and, technology, and everything I've done since then has really been, on that track. So, and then after that, I left. I got hired away by Focus. I worked for him, for a guy named Bob McGlino for quite a while that ran that. And then I was always supposed to buy the company. And in 2008, we all know what happened in 2008. Everything really took a really bad turn. Magazines took a really bad turn. Conferences took a really bad turn. And I thought, I don't think I want to buy this company. And it was pretty sizable cost at the time. And I thought, I've got a better idea. Why don't I just start my own company? And so I parlayed that. I had taken part of Focus. I bought part of that company to start RT SleepWorld Breakaway Media Group, really. And then the face of that is RTSleepWorld.com, which has been around since 2010. And that was really started with the intent of making a website that was a little more product centered and centric, but still have news and everything else. Actually, when I first started, I was putting just about anything up there, like, respiratory therapist kills patient. I was like, oh, this is a great story. People will love this. So, I put stuff, and then I really stopped aggregating news, and we just kind of concentrate on stuff that's, put out by, that's clinically available and also from vendors. And that's how RT SleepWorld really kind of built it. And the big part of that is really email marketing. So that's a big part of our business now. And then, without speaking too long on just that first question, and then we segued into doing the Philly Sleep Conference. And that has been a great success. Emerson has been there speaking. And I was thinking, maybe we get you guys, all three. And I think you brought this up last week. All three come up there. Maybe each of you can actually do a presentation too, and could do the podcast from there. That
would be awesome. Well, when you think about the conference, I mean, that's such a unique thing for a magazine, and especially someone like you. I mean, it's been interesting to watch you evolve over time, because clearly marketing has changed, email marketing. I mean, everything about marketing has changed so dramatically in the last decade. What made you want to make the move to put on a conference? Because that's a bold leap to go from just being the media side to really embracing education.
Yeah, so I was shocked to find, after having worked for Focus and worked on that conference, I was shocked to find out there wasn't really a dedicated conference in Philly that was put on by someone other than like a hospital, where they had, they'd have 25 people or something at it. And, you get a little Danish and cellophane, and that was your whole thing. But I thought, hey, I'd like to put on a meeting. I like doing that. I like bringing people together. I want to have it, and my whole goal, and you and Emerson, having been there, like, my whole thing is about having it in a nice place with good education, with great food, and a great time. We give away lots of prizes and stuff. Those people get their 10 credits in one day, and then they walk away. Now, this year they walked away. Last 2 years they sat on their sofas, but they walk away with a great day. They go, you know what? I got all my credits, had some great talks. I want not an iPod. Did I say iPod? I want an iPad or something like that. They're doing away with the iPod. So that's the beauty of it. And people come back every year and really enjoy it. But again, there was no meeting. A good friend of mine, you guys probably know him, Peter Allen, used to put on the Mainline Health one. He's no longer with them, but he had done it for a long time. And he basically did it by himself. And as you know, it's a tremendous amount of work to do. And so, but in the end, it's been a great success. And to bring people together, to get their credits, and again, to come back every year is a real honor. And it's a real testimonial to the work that we're doing. And you can also get those online, those credits now on PhiladelphiaSleepConference.com. We actually didn't start recording the conference until we started doing it, until we started streaming it. So from 2020 forward, we've recorded it, and you can get all those online at PhiladelphiaSleepConference.com.
That's awesome.
Michael, you've also had a pretty good sleep lab focus too. How was that transition? How did that come into being that you had such a sleep lab focus, on top of everything else? Because, that people would argue that, the sleep labs are going away. We know they're not, but, you've doubled down on that. And, it seemed to have built a presence with that sort of focus.
Yeah, the name isn't as critical as, it really just is talking, even though it's called Sleep Lab, it's not obviously intentionally or entirely meant for just a sleep lab. It's meant for sleep in general. The magazine was started as a lark. It was never supposed to happen. I never wanted a magazine. What happened was, we had done a story for Knox Medical, and we'd interviewed Peter, the CEO of Knox, and it was just a nice story. It was supposed to go up on RTSleepWorld.com, and I thought, let's do a nice thing for them. Let's make we'll make it a page turner magazine. We'll put it on the magazine platform. We'll do a nice cover up. And I was like, we need a name. How about Sleep Lab Magazine? That sounds like a good one. And that's what we went with. And it turned out very nice. I was very pleased with it, and they were very pleased. And we put it out on the web. And then it was kind of like, maybe we should just keep doing this. And so the name kind of stuck, and the name is what the name is. And we'll leave it that way. I think with, paying homage to the folks that work in the sleep lab, and really even with home sleep testing, we all know that's all helps us circle back to the lab and get more people into the lab. The more people we can test, the more people we can screen, the more people are going to get back to the lab, and the technologists will have more work. And I think they've got more work than they know what to do with in a lot of cases. Of course, not every lab has been super successful. Yes, labs have closed, but that's the way business is. But I think by and large, there still is a tremendous opportunity. And being at Sleep last week, all you had to look around and see how much more opportunity there is now than even there was 10 years ago, let alone 5 years ago.
Michael, that's really interesting what you just said, because, juxtaposed to what Emerson had talked about, some of the naysayers, hey, labs are going out, but you would, like he said, you double down on it. Can you talk to some of the opportunities that are coming up now that the future is here?
Well, some of the people that I tend to, you guys know, but I tend to interact with on LinkedIn, and that's the reason, because these people are so prominent in the field. People like Andrea Ramberg with what she's done with sleep navigation, the sleep navigator role, Drew Copeland and Teresa Denike, I always want to say Nike, sleep coaching. All these opportunities are built around, they're very entrepreneurial things, but anyone can do that. If you've got the knowledge, you can reach out and help people sleep. People are really, it's great that there's such awareness on sleep now. I don't think there can ever be too much awareness. The days of like the big high-powered executives, like, I sleep 4 hours a night. That's really not a great thing. That's really not a badge of honor. You really should be sleeping and refreshing yourself. But those are just some of the things. And we see it in some new products that are out there. Obviously, oral, not a new product, but more prominence now. Oral appliances, the Excite OSA product. There's a way to get involved with all these different things and to reach outside the lab and apply your expertise as a sleep tech and maybe a respiratory therapist. I just think there's a lot of ways, and if people think about those ways and just kind of examine the marketplace, I think they'll find more ways to treat patients.
Hey, Michael, switching gears just a little bit, you oftentimes have the ability to be able to highlight new types of equipment or maybe a new mask or something that comes out. Is it primarily because they're a sponsor of the magazine, or is it really that you truly believe, and are able to sort of handpick the things that you focus on?
No, it's more based on my love of marketing, product, sleep, all that. It doesn't hurt if they do advertise with us. It's important. They should be advertising not with just us. They should be advertising. If they've got a product and you want to move that product, you should be advertising. Zero questions about it. If it doesn't work for you, have you really tried it enough? There was a client we met with last week who said, I said, what's your biggest hurdle for getting this out there? Getting the message out there. Well, this company doesn't advertise. They don't do anything. And I don't know how you expect to grow your business without telling people. Advertising is telling people what you do. You've got to tell people. And you should be doing that in multiple channels. You should be doing it on the web. You should be doing it in e-blast. You should be doing it through social media. You should be doing it through print. You should be doing it in multiple places and relying on one particular thing. If I had a sleep product, I would advertise with me. Probably most of my money is spent with me, but I would advertise with Sleep Review. I'd push it out again on social media, those other channels that are out there. If you're big in home medical equipment, in the home medical equipment books, and any way that they have, whatever their methods are that they use, I'm sure they have email marketing and stuff. So no, you don't have to be a sponsor. I believe in the products, and I think when people see how we can help them, whether it be through social media or what we do, they go, oh, okay, I'm a believer. We should really do this on a regular basis. And the one thing I will say about advertising, a lot of people make the mistake is they advertise, they go, I'm going to try it. I'll try it once. I'll see how that works. That's a really bad idea. You know what? You should probably save your money and not spend it at all, because it's probably not going to work for you if you just do it once. You need to do it repeated with frequency. You don't, oh, I remember that Coca-Cola commercial once. Oh, it was great. No, you've got to have regular advertising, regular marketing. You wouldn't send your rep out just one time, right? No, you want them calling on your client over and over.
I was just thinking that you're talking to three sales guys here, so get it. Let's see.
Preaching to the choir.
Yeah, it doesn't work. Message one time doesn't work. It's got to be over and over again. Hey, Michael, we're getting really close for time now. Coming on board. Are there any anything that we haven't touched right now that you'd like to let the audience know about? I mean, I know you're exposed to so much. I think it would be great to hear just something from your heart.
I mean, a couple things for us coming up. We'll have the news of the 2023 Philadelphia Sleep Conference coming up. Folks, I think we're going to have all three of these guys here. That would be great, and have this podcast there. We've launched a new thing called in-service webinar showcases, where we have three companies who do a sort of not a round robin, but they do 7-minute presentations. We do all under 29 minutes. Those are designed to get people to find out more about products and then whet their appetite so they can go find out. We did one on sleep lab software recently with REMware, Somnoware, and BioSerenity. It was killer. It's a great way to get the news out there and expose people to products. But that's really it. Just stay tuned to what we're doing. If you want to earn credits, you can go to PhiladelphiaSleepConference.com. You can check us out there. You can check us out at RTSleepWorld.com. You can check me out on social media and all of our platforms or any of our titles. And that's it. But it's been great. It was a great time to Sleep 2022 last week. I appreciate being on the podcast, guys.
Hey, Michael, one more thing. How about for those who I know that just about everybody who's involved in the field of sleep and respiratory is subscribed to your publication. So maybe give a bit of information so they know where to go and how to subscribe if somehow they have missed the boat.
Yeah, so you can go to rtsleepworld.com, and on the top right, you'll see a little button to subscribe with. And usually there's a pop-up that pops up, and the same thing will happen on PhiladelphiaSleepConference.com. Oh, by the way, we're giving away 3 $100 Amazon gift cards if you visit the Philadelphia Sleep Conference exhibit hall. This is at PhiladelphiaSleepConference.com. If you visit that, we're giving one away this month, actually next Friday, and then in another month and another month. All you got to do is go on, visit all the virtual booths. Just put your name and information that's on the right side of each of those virtual booths, and that's all you got to do. And then we'll take all those names, we put them on a wheel, and we pick them, and then we'll release that coming up. So you can, and you'll find any of those subscription tabs there too as well.
Could you repeat what the prizes are and how to apply for those prizes?
Yeah, so it's 3 $100 Amazon gift cards. It's a chance to win if you enter at each booth at PhiladelphiaSleepConference.com. Click the exhibit hall tab and visit those folks. The whole idea is to find out about the products that they offer. I think we had 23 exhibitors this year. They're all up on the site, and we offer those exhibits for. Usually we try to put them up for at least 9 months, and they've been up there that time. So they're available through September 1st. So that's the kind of value we get to our exhibitors.
Hey, Michael, thank you. Hey, folks out there, you heard it right here. You want credits? You could go to this website. Hey, Robert, do you think we could put that in the show notes?
Absolutely.
All right. Yeah. You get credits. You get a chance to win 3 $100 Amazon gift cards. And you get to check out all these awesome vendors as well. And Michael, we thank you so much for joining us, sir. We sincerely appreciate it, and telling us a lot about the different ventures that you have going on. And like you said, there's a lot of opportunity for each and every one of us out there in the sleep world. And each and every one of you, all our supporters out there, our listeners, our viewers, we ask you to continue to support us, giving us the thumbs up, the likes, the positive reviews, positive comments. We really appreciate everything and the support. Just go out there, tell the other sleep techs and every other sleep professional out there about us to keep the subscriptions going up. And until next time, we want to just say lights on.